as a son of the Most High, you have the experiences of men. That's an error. I've been saying this thing. If I were not to know God, I would know Satan. For sure. I can't be, for sure. If I'm not a prophet, I'll be a fetish priest. By all means, I'll be a spiritual man. By all means, I must see something. If I don't serve God, if I were not to know God, I will know, and I will know Him well. I'll know Him well. I'll know Him well. If I'm not a fetish priest, I'll be a warlock. You know a warlock? A male witch who has rank. If they send me to your house, you are gone. I will be a warlock. But I will never sit idle. Never. Concerning spiritual, I will not have you ignorant. What makes a man spiritual is not in the longevity of his prayer. Neither is it in the amount of books you are able to crack. Those things are good. If you must first be spiritual to make the most of those things, there is a way to pray. He said, pray, but they pray amiss. You know why? They are not spiritual. As we are running up the year, spiritual men are doing things. Spiritual men are doing things. If you go to an average palace, a lot is going on right now. In fact, the chief himself is sitting and his men are busy. If you like, just go on an excursion, go to Dagbamate right now. You see all forms of vehicles packed. You know why? People are doing petatotro. They are manipulating 2026 to their favor. According to Job 38. Is there? You are the only one who doesn't know that there are, after shouting, it is my year, there are things to do before that year. Just last week, I was in Eternal Light. And during the process of the administration, I took some people through some things that will make 2026 a personal year. We did it in 2025. So you are already ahead of time. God asked Job, has thou commanded the morning? Have you told the day to know its place? He said, have you entered the day to see the wickedness that is already in that day and remove it? And cause the daylight to know its place. Do you know? Then he now asked him, do you know how deep the sea is? He said, have you been to the gate of death and shut the door? There are things spirit men do that goes beyond words. An account man will tell you, if you don't know the mysteries of directions and manipulating elements, manipulating nature to your advantage, Satan will use it to hurt you. And there are times and seasons to do those things down. Yeah. Yeah. Are you with me? There are times and seasons to do those things. You should understand that what makes you a spiritual man is knowledge. What you know in God, what you know about the spirit realm and acting on time is what sets your life apart. I tell you the truth. I'll be showing you many instances in scripture right now, and you see it. That before seasons come, men They know what to do, and they do. The Bible said, according to Chronicles, it said of the sons of Issachar, they were men that had understanding of the times. And you know what? They know what the whole nation ought to do at every given period. Imagine you know what to do at every time. How is Satan going to have advantage of you? So David is on the throne, but Issachar determines how the nation is run. He sits back. The Bible said there were men called the Gadites. Their faces were like that of the lion. They crosses the Jordan at every time. But in that expertise warfare skill, they don't go to war unless Issachar says so. Because it is written, by strength, no man shall prevail. So they may have the skill, they may have the strength, they may have the ability, but they cannot prevail by those things. So Issachar will watch and say, you know what? It's in our favor. Go. And they go. They win. These are spiritual. David showed us how spiritual he is, to the extent that when he came back, the Bible said the enemies came, they took everything. Every man cried, including David. The Bible said they had no tears to cry again. Then he said, bring me the ephod. And he inquired of the Lord, shall I pursue you? Will I overtake? And will I surely? These days we use it as our team. And do you know something? After we use it as our team, we come and shout. David didn't shout, I recover. He asked. Then we use it at, we pastors who overtake and recover all. Then we gather you. Say, my father, as I pray, I recover all. I overtake. Fire prayer. You know that. Yeah, you found him. You found him. You do good. You go home and your landlord is waiting for you. That's the recovery man. Your prayer has cancelled. Because the pathway to recovery is not in fire prayer, it's in spiritual intelligence. If you look at that scripture contextually, stay with me. As David, God said, go, for you shall surely recover all without fail. On his way, he found a man dying, who is in a hurry to Accra and stops to give lift. But David stopped. He said, carry that man. The Bible said he was almost dying. He said, give him food. Do you know the process in resuscitation? After the guy recovered, he said, who are you? He said, I'm of these people. We came to destroy this city and capture the people. He said, where did he pass? He said, promise me when I show you, you don't hand me over to him. He said, I will not. And that man made David's journey short. You see, are you here? David was able to recover all because of precision. Speed was not the advantage. Direction was the advantage. The guy he found on the ground gave him accurate direction. Pass here. Speed is no benefit to your life without direction, because you can be running fast in the wrong direction. Spiritual men, they understand the matters. So whilst all men are running, they wait. Whilst all men have taken off, they wait. For it is in waiting that we find direction. They that wait upon the Lord. It's not about strength. They renew it. They renew it. The first one has been exhausted. They renew. They mount up with wings. The reason why the wings came is because direction now comes. like eagle. He said they walk, they don't faint. It is abnormal for a man to walk without fainting. Fainting is tiredness. They run, they don't get weary. It's normal to run, but it is strange when you are running for 3 days and you have not stopped to drink water. We need to investigate you. They run. Okay. Why? In waiting, there is power. In waiting. If you are going to recover all, the key is inquiry, not fire prayer. You see, we misplace tools of the kingdom. It's like somebody wants to fetch soup and is using fork. You enter kitchen, you have had the cutlery to fetch what? To fetch light soup. I know female for 5 hours. Sweating for nothing. What's the best tool that can help you within 2 minutes to get an appreciable quantity of soup? The ladder. When you find the right tool, you see how glorious God is. The testimony you are taking 10 years to give, somebody is using 6 months to give it. The difference is that when he enters the kitchen, he knows the right tool. Have you tried cooking banku? And you tried cooking banku with one hand on gas stove. Especially if you are not skilled at it. You know why? You have not found the right tool. Spiritual men look for right materials. They don't just want to take action, but they look for the right weapon for the action. And when they launch out, the Bible says when the axe head is sharp, less effort, more productivity. But when the axe head is blunt, more effort, less results. 2026, when you enter the forest of life, carry a sharp axe head. It is better to stay 10 days sharpening the axe head than to rush into the forest with a blunt one and spend 35 days getting something small. And somebody who has spent 10 days sharpening will enter the same forest, and by 48 hours, the logs of trees on the ground is mind-blowing. The race is not to the swift, it's to the spiritual. Church, 2026, choose spirituality over religion. Choose spirituality over what? Over religion. Hebrews 5:14. We are entering our subject now. He said, but solid food. My mentors are old men, so I like King James. It's a strong meat. Belongs to men that are of age. Okay. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. Even those who by reason of use of their senses exercise to discern good and evil. Strong meat. Okay, do me NLT so that I can now speak to the congregation. Or amplify. Because the year must not end and you will not undergo any spiritual direction in your room. religious person. Solid food is for those who are mature. This translation try to break the thing down to understanding, and we can understand it properly in the context of babies. And maybe I forgot I don't know which part of it, whether it's pediatrics or whatever, but the toddlers or whatever. So basic one, the people that take breast milk, infants, no problem. Now you realize that if you carry a young lad and you try to push banku, okay, even if that child swallows, there's going to be problem inside, because the stomach is not matured enough to process that level of starch. Are you with me? So a lot is going to happen to that baby, and health issues will start coming up. The immunity of the child is not even well built to survive some of the microbes that surround the processing of those food. You'll find out that in the breast milk of a woman is some level of immunity on antibiotics. Let me put it down. That protects the baby. So no matter what, Akwesi Bruni is not wiser than God. You know Akwesi Bruni, white man. So you should understand that all things being equal, the breast milk is still solid and one. The Lord will give you understanding. Are you here? Now, fast forward. If you give banku or fufu, yam to that baby, a lot will happen. But as the child begins to grow, his organs develop. And as the organs are developing, the system is also becoming robust. Therefore, it can process solid food. So if at your age, your mother still give you breast milk, we need to send you somewhere, because it's an error. But unfortunately, there are many adults who are still drinking milk in the spirit. Ne Yehowa funkuna wedi miame gedeo migale no chino like bogbome. No cause solid food of the spirit to you, like your stomach. They have to call ambulance. So till now, you are still in church so that they will handle your depression, whilst you have passed the level of children. Solid food is to be given to you. Now, it is in that analogy this scripture has been written, that solid food is for those who are mature, who through training have the skill to recognize the difference between right and wrong. Spiritual men are not babes. Woe unto a king, a nation whose king is a child, and they eat breakfast in the morning. Woe unto a nation whose king is a child, and he eats breakfast in the morning. That's a parable we will break down another day. It's not literally talking about breakfast. Are you here? We should understand that life is spiritual. And if life is spiritual, living must be spiritual. If you are going to go through life successfully, there are things you must know to do, and you must do them consistently and habitually. Life will not be merciful to you because you are sincere. Life will not be merciful to you because you are honest. Honesty is good, but it's not a recipe for victory. Stay with me. There are very sincere men that have been sabotaged in life many times. Go to various workplaces. People that deserve things are never given to. But there are people who know to buy their way out. So at a certain point, it looks like being having good morals and good value is now a canker. It's now like a disease, because you rather, instead of you to be celebrated and honored, you are being trampled over. The world today celebrates those who inflate figures, that those who are truthful. I said it the last time. If you are not careful, when they invite you to the table of Nebuchadnezzar, your language will change, because the delicacies there are very powerful. You know, sometimes we look at these, our politicians, our MPs, and we chastise them. It's okay, but once we chastise them, you should be building capacity, because some of you and I, when they put us there, at a village, the kind of money you steal, even in Yoko cannot investigate. Sometimes it's shocking. Even at departmental level, common units, just unit, a unit in an institution, if they investigate that unit and they tell you the amount of politics and robbery of IGF at unit level, in charge. Imagine that person is medical superintendent. That should tell you that is even far. Siblings, no, I know you are seeing it at 1 billion, 2 billion. See, a bad child grows to become a bad man. Just at that level, they gave you money to share for your siblings. They told you how much the share is, but by the time you finish sharing it, you still have a share in their share. Yeah. Solid food are for those who are mature. So some of you, the prayer you are praying for, the request is a solid food. And when God gives you, you end up in the hospital. So the person who is not answering your prayer is not Satan. You're stopping you from having your answer prayer is not Satan, it's God. Because you ask for something, but don't worry, but you are too young for it. You have not developed. Your stomach cannot contain the banku. You are asking, when you see people post fufu with goat meat, grass cutter, they garnish it. You look at it like, God, when will I have that food? And the heavens say, your stomach is not grown for that. You can't process it. And instead of you to do a prayer of inquiry, God, why am I not getting these things? You forget that while you are on the altar, Lord, the fufu by fire, I take it. The violence shall take it. Then you smuggle your way through to a chop bar where matured men are eating. And instead of them to tell you no, they say they love you enough to say join us. All of you have finished eating the same food. You are suffering from food indigestion. And the same blessing, food that people ate to have testimonies, you ate the same food, you're having crisis. So 3 ladies or 3 guys are praying for marriage. One person, all of them got it. Somebody is giving testimonies after 5 years, 10 years of marrying. Another person is giving testimony that I wish I never started. It's the same food. But the age of those who ate it is the difference in the testimony. One person is mature. Strong food are for those who are mature. And another is young, but has ate the same food. The same food that has turned somebody's life around is the same food that has destroyed another. Spiritual men looks for growth. They contend for maturity. It changes a lot. And if you are going to be spiritual, there are things you must know, and there are things you must understand. Solid food is for those who are mature. Why is it that a mother, so much you love your child, you went to buy pizza, you never give that baby? Sometimes you see the baby struggling, moving the thing. I want to drink, I want to eat, I want to. You take it from him. When they ask you, you say, I love my baby, I can't kill him. And you think God doesn't love you. Your stomach is not developed. You're asking for financial breakthrough. You don't even say blessing so that he can manage it. Financial breakthrough. You know, this is somebody has breakthrough. Financial breakthrough. And they give it to you. All of a sudden, a young man cannot sleep. He can't sleep again. No, listen, force ever dead of woman. Roll that glass. Put the music inside. Then he's driving slowly. Boom, 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 boom. Small time. They must know we're around. Satan will show you something from where you are. The guy was doing well until he broke through. If he were to remain comfortably poor, he would have been safe. Now he has all kinds of diseases, HIV, all those things, simply because he had what? Breakthrough. You see, strong meat. We are still here. Strong meat for those who are mature. Sometimes God intentionally leave that pimples on your face, young damsel. You stay with me. Are you here? That Anna Walulu fine. You use all manner of things. You know why? Strong meat. The way your brain is working. If we don't, that the only way God can coordinate you is when you lose security in your face. Then you can calm down small. Other than that, and your kiss here. Let me your kiss there if you go. Right, and your rata. No, I adore. I know you. Why? Because you have a fine face. So you have not yet have. Are you here? You have not yet had security in who you are. I said this thing at Apostle Free Church. I said many ladies have identity crisis. So somebody must tell them you are beautiful before they know. That's the problem John had, and he lost his head. So if you have that problem, you will lose your head. I assure you. Anybody that have identity crisis, you will eventually lose your head. John thought preaching in the town he was streaming on Facebook. He was live. He woke up in jail. Identity crisis. And an average man knows that if you can tell an average damsel what she even knows she's not, if you can tell her she is, she'll follow you. So tell her you are the wisest You are the wisest lady I've ever. And you haven't learned you. But since you are the one saying that she's the wisest, she'll follow you. Oh, the guy, it's not code 101. Okay, they will not agree. So it is the code 101. It's the brotherhood code 101. Just manage to tell a damsel who has identity crisis. Tell her who she's not. She can be dark. Tell her you are the fairest being. Ajayome. Ebe da one there. Mama kolo ya see me na kwara. She'll follow you. Tell her things. Tell her things when she looks into mirror, she will never find. But so far as you are the one saying it, she prefers to be looking into the mirror of your words than the mirror in her room. Eventually, the dopamine feeling in the mind will tell her, follow him. I'm telling you, even married women who have identity crisis, they are being lured. I hear a lot of people now say they don't want their wife to go to gym. Leave the gym instructors alone. You see, in this life, and we don't like facing truth. We like displacing problems. Your wife is indisciplined. Your wife lacks boundaries. It's not the gym instructor. Your wife has the gut to tell the man, you can't hold me in this manner. She's enjoying the thing and saying that is the gym instructor. You have a loose woman. Sorry, more than a slut. And you want to blame the gym instructor? If you have to lock your wife in the room for not going to the gym to feel safe, gentlemen, you are not safe. Because you travel. Hello? Amerema kule kofewa. Ayi kutepe peine. Fida memory record. 3 days is enough for crusade. That's it. If you have to lock the person up to feel safe, you are not safe. If the person has to act like she can't control herself, you have to control her. You are not safe. Run. I said, do what? Run. Identity crisis. Boundaries. Somebody say boundaries. A young man will say, oh, no, it's because of the gym that I'm like this. No, you yourself, you flirt. You are flirt. If there's any way called flirtatious. Okay. Somebody say boundaries. Solid food are for those who are mature. Boundaries. What brought me is that there are things you are asking God, He will not give you because He loves you. Don't worry, you may see me. I'm not here to encourage you. I'm not a motivational speaker. I speak that word. There are things you ask God, He will not give you because He loves you. You are not mature. Even your own biological parent. He said, even your parent, they don't give you stone, they ask for bread. How much more me? Some of you, as old as you are now, if you ask your father to give you his car key, actually you don't have driving license. He will tell you don't know how to. As you are 25, you are 30, your father will not give you his car key just because you are old. Because even though you are old in age, according to what makes you mature to drive, you don't have it. So in driving, you are still a child. Are we on the same page? He will not give it to you. There are things. 2026, some unanswered prayers you have this year. Don't just carry it over to kill Satan and family witches over it. Write it so that you will mature in order to receive them. You will mature in order to receive them. Spiritual men are men who strive for mastery. Strong meat or solid food is for those who are mature. How old are you in God? It's $1 million question. Oh, I'm 35. We thank God in physical. Since you saw light, you are 35. How old are you in God? How old are you in God? Strong meat. I was watching a video of His Royal Majesty Otunfo Osei, and he was sitting in state. People were coming to greet, and then one witch came to test him. And whilst the man was seated, he just did some things with his hands, and the guy froze. Then he said, you came to test me. Do you think I'm your mate? I saw you before you set off from the house. I said, goodness. Yeah, that's a spiritual man. He said, I saw you. One time too, they came for a meeting, a judgment. And then he spoke to them. I said, is this not what you discussed with this man in the room before you people set off to the palace? Ask him, is this not what you discussed? The woman said, whilst you were talking, I heard you. It's on Facebook. Whilst you were talking, I heard you. This is not his Ezemo. This is the man himself. Preach your neighbor, mature. Mature. Oh, I can't hear. Tell your neighbor to mature. There are certain exploits you can't do them as babes. Are we on the same page? We are laying some foundation. So, spirituality is very important. And people that understand matters of the spirit, they survive the test of time. They are able to manipulate events and turn situation around to their favor. They are able to see arrows that flies by day, the pestilence that wasted by noonday. They are not victims of situations, because before they happen, they see it. Spiritual men read signs before happenings. The Bible says, these signs shall follow them that believe. Then it says, in my name they shall cast out. So if you are a spiritual man, one of the things you must be able to do is to read signs, to read handwritings and sentences written on the wall. Your ability to read signs puts you ahead of every mortal. So the realm of the spirit is a very volatile realm. The Bible said the words I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. Are you here? When things are happening in the natural, they are outcomes of decisions and certain manipulations that are taking place in the spirit. And anyone who doesn't know how to cook things in the spirit cannot eat in public. The Bible says when you pray, shut the door. That shutting the door means go to the other side. And whilst the door is closed, in privacy, I've never seen any deep spiritual man who makes noise. Have you seen a cultic man making noise before? Even in the class of witches, we have grade 1 to 7. The people at grade 1, they talk plenty. Grade 2, who are they? Grade 3. But when you start from grade 5, 6, 7, they one up. Sigba, you me a boy that. Evol. He doesn't need to tell you, the signs will tell you. Never phone dinner for the cat, kakado, elephantiasis. You bet your job will not come at your document. Hey, you see, people that have power, the spirit will teach you control. Have you ever seen that all through Jesus, like Jesus never crack a joke? Check your Bible. Jesus never crack a joke. Because if Jesus tell you that your head is big, whatever he imagined, the bigness he imagined before he said it, just get ready for it. So there were things Jesus never did. You know why? Because of the magnitude of power he was carrying. He couldn't get casual about certain things. Because wherever the voice of a king is, there is power. In case you didn't understand what Pastor Tina taught you, these statements will help you. Are you here? So, you should be able to learn how to, for example, stay with me. I want this thing to be so basic, because when I start hitting the main subject, it looks very hard a little. If you watch the preparation of many food they set up, the preparation process involves a lot than the setup. Like yesterday we had workers' dinner. A good time here. Now, the things they displayed on the table garnished like that. If you saw how the process was, very tiresome. The fire, when I happened to pass there when they were grilling the tilapia, and when they open the oven, the heat that comes out, I said, my Lord, hell is powerful. If this is oven, then hell is powerful. Now all those heat but when you were coming, you were dressed beautifully, and the only thing you knew was the taste. Some people can even eat a gemetin widow. But are you here? The glory that was displayed here was out of a process. Your prayer room is an engine room. You can cook the glory that you will display outside there. And when you are cooking it there, it doesn't look neat. But by the time the table is served, everybody says, wow. People want their prayer room to also be as wow as the table. In the prayer room, you are permitted to cry. You are permitted to scream. You are permitted to say, Lord, it's like I'm dying. You are permitted to say, because you are in the engine room. When the thing is set, and when you set it on the table, the onlookers will say, amazing. No, ya polo. Ono berebu bene kwa kufedi. Duduma juro. 2026, make use of the engine room. It's not a matter of looking for a man of God to declare on you. Make use of what? The engine room. So the realm of the spirit is a place where you can prepare. And you must know the ingredients to use when you enter a cooking room. Other than that, the outcome, a moment and do. Are you aware that in as much as salt is important in cooking, you just need a certain quantity to make the food okay? If you don't know how to gauge through discernment, if you don't know how to gauge, how many of you can be, those of you who cook, you can attest to the fact that from the time you started cooking, you started with cooking with less salt, and the more you cook, you now gain mastery on how to gauge. Is that true? So today you can just see the rice and know that, oh, okay, are there. But when you started the first cooking, men no sick, consistency gives mastery. But even in this, your mastery, I don't know if you want to believe me. Wanda come chakwa mi adiko. Echo man. Eje sogbo. Are you here? Now, problems. Stay with me. There are situations in life, Going to pray will not solve it. I'll be frank with you. Yes. Prayer will not solve it. You need to know how to engage mysteries, elements, mix them. The Bible said the word was preached to them like unto us. It couldn't profit them because they couldn't mix it with faith. Now, I taught you here that faith is the substance, hypostasis. Is what you hear from God on the matter that you will use to pray. So, according to faith, you must first hear your prayer point before you pray it. Oh, are you with me? Like you want to pray concerning a sickness. You must first hear God on the disease, how to pray it out. Then you will now pray. So you're actually hearing the prayer point. Then you are now speaking it to this. So you must hear the thing from God and speak it to the enemy. If you are not hearing anything from God and you are speaking, Satan does not obey you. He obeys an authority. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So you first hear your prayer point, then you pray the prayer point. One of the reasons why we handle issues for long and it doesn't change is because we are praying our thoughts. We are not praying the heart and the speakings of once I have spoken, but twice they will hear. The first hearing is you hearing God. The second hearing is the situation responding to the matter. Twice you hear. You hear God first, you hear it again in manifestation. That all power belongs to Him. There is a way to approach. Spiritual men understand how it works. So there are problems prayer will not solve. I keep repeating. The people on the other side understand this thing. But there are things I will call you never. Never go one man now. Walking over Quay. Wele, a chimega can do berale, na lele, a look at Darabate, na fozaga weave, nkeketon, a funudem, and a dedefi, a ponkiajora, a way to chen watch or throw them do. What do you think? That's not prayer. That's mixing. And you know what? They learned it from us. I'll show you right now. They learned it from us. I was telling you that you know that the mirror in your room can be used to monitor you. No, again, no, the problem. Portal of entry, yellow. There is something you must do to your mirror so that any other man cannot use it to read you. It's not for free. Tell us. Your own mirror. There are things that men can use, spiritual men can use to observe. One is water. Another is mirror. Another is the stars. Another is the alignment of the moon. Because everybody operates in the moon. When January is, will you force that you are still in January? Very soon, December. And when we do 31st, maybe I'm going to date. My date is 20th January, 20th December, 20th. No. So we are all obeying the cycle of the moon. So any man that can read into the moon can find you. So when David said the sun shall not smite us by day, you don't understand. No, the moon by night. Okay. Am I live? I'm live. I can't say this one. If I want to kill you right now, I know how to put you into the moon. When the month ends, you also go. Let's do an example. Okay. Because we are mandate when the moon ends, is that we factor you into December. And when the December expires, he will expire with you. If you read, you see, I forgot that Psalms. It said, let their children be fatherless. And when they ask when they pray for, let their prayer be turned into sin. You see, when you read that scripture very, you find many key elements of manipulation there. Yes. I didn't say fetish spirit, I say myself. You've been praying for that witch in your family to die. How many years now? Why hasn't he died? There are some manifestation. It's not prayer based. It's mixing based. What do you think Esther did? That not only the king, but anybody that set eyes on her says, this is the one we want. Do you know Esther was a slave? Hello? Which king marries without finding out the background of the wife? Even you, your father, when you bring a man, you ask if you know on you. But the king never asks. The Bible said the king's chamberlain gave a certain perfume of oil to Esther. And as she applied this it took the 6 months to teach them how to mix oil. You are here shouting favor. You don't know. Media, why are you? Go to Esther. Mixing factor. The king's guy taught her how to mix the oil. How to mix. Now, hear me. The same element was given to all the virgins. But the one who knows the king knows what to work on him. He said, don't worry. You'll be giving the same thing, but don't worry. Carry a little of the. Those of you that are into cooking, you know that when you are preparing stew, stay with me. When you put in, maybe you've grind your ginger, bakoshto, and a little spicy, you put it in the oil first before the tomatoes. Are you aware that the smell and the taste of the stew will be different from when you put all the tomatoes inside and you add the spices? Some ladies cannot respond. Are you also aware that if you are going to use, is it cube or whatever, if you pour the oil and you put cube first, the smell of the stew changes, the taste changes, and if you add cube at the latter part, it also gives you a difference. Now, three people can cook, and the taste of the meal is different. They've given the same material. The difference is in the mixing. So when they call somebody a good cook, it's not because he uses a different material in the market, but he has a mixing. Somebody say mixing. I pray that this year you will know how to mix. May you learn how to mix. So the same raw materials is given to us. Same church members, same God, same prophet. But our foods are tasting different. Mixing. Mixing. 6 good months just with oil of myrrh, followed by 6 months with special perfumes and ointment. Oil of myrrh, special perfumes and ointment. When she was done and they showed up to the king, other ladies were coming. The moment Esther showed up, they said, every other person, you forget. You carry this favor, you enter an interview room, and unfortunately, you are the first person. All the rest applicants, it is over for them. Or 3 people have entered. They say the best are now coming with the masters. You with your own, only 1 degree, but with oil, with a mixing factor. You enter that interview room. They see you. Unanimously, they declare that we found the person we are looking for. The rest of the people tell them to go. Others will, life is not fair. These people are biased, and this is protocol, and this is this. Oh God, somebody is spiritual. Tonight, I just came to show you that there is something more than Father, in the name of Jesus, may I be accepted in Jesus' name. It's a good prayer, but there is a realm. We only mix. When we mix, we apply, and we leave you to be at the mercy of the mixing. You are liking us, but you don't know why you are liking us. You are compelled to make us rise. When you sit down to understand, what am I even dying for? You can't explain. But you know what? You are helpless. It's a strong key. They taught her how to mix for 6 months. When it was time for her to go to the king's palace, she was giving her choice of whatever clothing or jewelry she wanted to take from the harem. The evening she was taken to the king private, and in the morning she was brought to the second harem, the king's wife's leave. There she will be under the care of Shashgaz, the king's eunuch. You see, the issue here is that it's not about the beauty of the apparel. It's about the oil that was mixed. Ladies and gentlemen, for life to run for you beyond the normal chronological pattern, prayer alone is not enough. You need to understand mysteries, signs, and tokens. Let's read Genesis 30:37. I'll find a place to die here. Then Jacob took some fresh branches. Somebody say fresh branches. Now, these are common things that you can find around yourself. Common things. Like the way the salt you eat every day. We can show you how to use that salt to make sure that to expel witches for 1 year. And if you are living in a rented house and your landlord is a witch, just go and look for another house, because they will sack you. How can you cause your landlord to be sleeping outside? I mean, to format the very salt you use in the house, there is a way to mix it and use it. And that fire lasts for 1 year. When you set one, it will last for 1 year. One, it will take you 12 months after I expire. That appear me amaga tam vow. Tanunya compound as ego enya pieto. As a landlord. So if you like trouble like me, you can just travel to the village one evening and go and do it in the house and run away. Then the people cannot come home. Yet you use that salt every day. Use that salt every day. There's a popular leaf called scent leaves. People have been using it to do koklo and meat. The only thing you know how to do is for food. That leaf is in your house, yet demonic activities are still taking place. Because by its presence alone doesn't mean it will work. There is a mixing factor. You have onion in your house every day. Yet demonic venoms are still eating your flesh. So let me show you. Then Jacob took some fresh branches from poplar, almond, and plane trees and peeled off strips of barks, making white streaks on them. Go ahead. Then he placed these peeled branches in the watering troughs, and the flocks came to drink, for that was where they mated. And when they mate in front of the white streak, look at the clause. When they mate in front of the white streak of branches, they gave birth to young that were streaked, speckled, and spotted. What an animal husbandry skill. By cross fertilization or whatever, this can never happen, because the male and the females were not speckled, they were not spotted. So there is no genetic trace. If you go into genetic mutation, you can't find any of mutation principle that can give you this genetic reality. So biology has been defied. How come? That's why when Laban saw the result, he bowed down. Ladies and gentlemen, there are testimonies when you carry it. Even your enemies will agree that you have been helped. This guy has been laboring for Laban for more than 7 years. In fact, he has done 14 years. It was time for the guy to go. Laban doesn't want to release him. And what he did, he took all the strange animals from him. If you read backwards, and the ones that were speckled spotted, he took all of them and give him only one color. When he says speckled spotted, patch lemon, white, lemon, black. That's what we mean by speckled and being spotted. Are you with me? So he took and gave him only the same color. So if it's brown, so male and female, and they were even weak. Jacob didn't shout. See, spiritual men don't shout too. Even if you put them in the desert, they will turn it into a fruitful vine. You see the person cry because he doesn't know what to do. He went there, said no problem. Said a 3 days journey between them. When he went to cut branches, almond, streak them, then put them at where the animals mate, put their watering trough there. Whilst they were drinking, and they mate in front of it. The offspring that come out doesn't look like the father. It doesn't look like the mother. Speckled, spotted, strong. Did you see Jacob doing 30 days dry? You saw him praying all night. In fact, it was later on, another time Jacob was sleeping, the angel showed him that what they were doing, the animals that came, can you find, I think when you go down, you see, the animals that came to mount the female ones were not the physical male ones. There was an assistance from the realm of the spirit. On that basis, Mary was not the only one to take a child with spirit assistance. If that was true, and the biology says that your womb, your tubes are blocked, your womb is this. If you can't conceive by biology, you can conceive by spirit. Why won't you switch? We didn't say the doctor has lied. The doctor's report is true, but there are two means of conception. If the biology is failing, brother, choose the spiritual one. Don't stress. You were here some time ago when Apostle Future came to preach, I think the first or the second time. He was sharing his testimony. Some of you were here. The wife was written off. The doctor said, no way, He said, no problem. If he married another man, it's possible. But now that it is Future he has married, children will come. This doctor's report can be valid with another man. He engaged some things. Three solid. Three. It got to a point that the woman has to beg, God, you know what? I need spacing. Three solid. You are worried because you don't know the spiritual way. Three solid. Three solid. Yeah. Are you with me? Okay. Let's look at 2 Kings 2 verse 20. Elisha said, bring me a new bowl with salt in it. So they brought it to him. Then he went out to the spring that supplied the town with water and threw the salt into it. And he said, this is what the Lord says. I have purified this water. It will no longer cause death or infertility. Then he went out. Hey, I'm gone. And the water has remained pure ever since, just as Elisha said. Just as Elisha said. The water was, the Bible said the people were drinking the water. The women were getting barren. And a lot of things were happening. People were dying. They came to the prophet. Said, this water is killing us. He called. Said, bring something. Let's mix some few things here. And he healed the waters. Elisha healed the daughters of Jericho through the waters of Jericho. You need to go, you need to understand the place of mixing. 2 Kings 4:42. 2 Kings 4:42. One day, a man from Baal Shalisha brought the man of God a sack of fresh grain and 20 loaves of barley bread made from the first grain of his harvest. Elisha said, give it to the people so they can eat. What? his servants exclaimed, feed 100 people with only this? You know, sometimes when you are a son of the prophet, you feel you know your father so much that sometimes when you say some things, you argue it. But you see, the fact that you'll be sent to fetch water from the well doesn't mean you know the depth of the well. I speak in parables. He said, what? As 100 people with this? But Elisha repeated, give it to the people so they can eat. For this is what the Lord says, everyone will eat, and there will be even some left over. So Jesus was not the first to multiply bread. Stay, I'll show you. And when they gave it to the people, there was plenty for all and some left over, just as the Lord had promised. How many of you saw Elijah pray in tongues for 5 hours? Yeah. Are you with me? One direction. One direction. One direction. One direction has changed the issue. One direction. Matthew 14:13. One direction. As soon as Jesus heard the news, he left in a boat to a remote area to be alone. But the crowds heard where he was headed and followed on foot from many towns. See, this our current Christianity. We are not desperate. We are not desperate. Like today, the week has been stressful. Monday, the thing happened before God opened my eyes. I was ministering here when I said I saw a vision about myself traveling to Seshi, and I had an accident. How many remember? And I prayed and I told my assistant to remind me of something. And the instruction was I'll use my own vehicle. Along the line, my deputy spoke with Pastor Raphael and they decided to cancel the trip. So she called me that you are not traveling again. I said, yes, ma'am. So Monday, I was supposed to be in Accra. And as I journeyed, I reached the motorway and I had an accident. And when the accident happened, it was so interesting that my mind didn't even come to the issue. A car hits me from behind. We're in traffic. The motorway, because they are working on the motorway, there's traffic there now. So we all slowed down. By the time I heard, bah! And the guy said he felt brake. It was a Malcolm van that came to smash. So we got off and then some dealings, and I realized that the guy because when I came out, he saw one young smallish boy. He wanted to misbehave. So when I screamed, the lion came out and he said, Yes. So long story short, the police have to come in and I have to drive to Tama Community 1. It was very stressful. By the time I finished Monday, it was late. I parked the vehicle there, went back to Tantra, now got to North Legon to rest. It's not Legon, right? Yes, to rest. Then I came back from there back to Tema on Tuesday. And because I was very calm too, the police too, they were trying to misbehave. And because the logistic manager was speaking to me on phone, he was insulting me. He smashed me, he was insulting me. Who do you think you are? I know the police there. I said, okay, no problem. When we get there, we will know. So when the police officer said, sir, I'm told that they know all of you there. For peace to reign, do the right thing. He was like, oh, look at me. Are you a pastor? I said, why are you? Is there anything written on me like that? You are seeing stethoscope in my car. I said, you know, as well, I'm a doctor. He said, no, the way. And I said, well, I'm a prophet. He said, aha. I said, okay. Would they do the right thing? No. At the end of the day, I still carried them in my car on AC for them. We went. Came back the following day. They gave me 9. I got there at 9:30. The person who hit me didn't come. The police officer said he's coming. He left me there. I was there at 12:30. Whilst I was there, the in charge of the station was passing. He looked at me and I said, who's a D4? I said, He said, are you a pastor? Somebody said, no, he looks, his status is like a doctor. And he said, no. Are you a pastor? I said, yes. He said, meet me in my office. I went there. He said, how many pastors? He said, well, what I had him. He brought communion out. Bless it for me and pray for me. I said, I brought case. He said, we'll forget. Wait. You blessed me. He locked the office. Everybody was done. He said he should wait us. So I did some aquanchere for him in the office. Prayed for him. But I told myself I'll not give him prophecy. So I closed my eyes. Then we started. He gave me his number. I said, no, we can be praying on phone. I'll call you. Schedule time. You pray with me. This is an elderly man. I was like, what did this man see? So I left it there. I did a thing for him. Bless the communion. Administer communion to him in his office. Hey, people are spiritual. Oh. Jaikra. You see, if you don't move about, you think you are a champion. He pulled communion set from his desk. Chief Inspector. So I did the thing for him. Bless it. I said, then he should give me some. He gave me 2. We all blessed it. I took my own. He took his own. Then we engaged in conversation. Then we shared I shared 1 or 2 things with him. Then he left. So when he finished now, then he now came to, he's now going on a case. So he made sure I ministered to him first before he left for the first case. So he left. When he came back, then I walked. I said, sir, I'm still here. He said, what? He picked phone and he called the one who is in charge over that guy who was on my case. The one on my case was also my chief inspector. So he came. Not knowing, he went to the office. He fired all of them. The prophet is around what? 1 communion. Blast everybody there. So when the guy now called me now and said, he introduced himself. I'm so and so. When the thing happened, I called Ho, and Ho gave me a number. So I spoke to. He said, I'm the first person you call. The person I sent is under me. I did this. The person didn't tell you ABC. I said, that's no problem. Then I gave out my information, and they decided to take me through long process. Then I told them, he was doing the thing. I stood up. I said, sir, if you don't know, you will lose your job. He was like, what did you say? I said, if you are not careful, you will lose your job. The person may have known you people. You don't know who I know. He thought it was a joke. I left. By the time I came back, he was in charge of it. 3 senior officers has summoned him on my case. And they were finding fault in the things he didn't do right. And the query letter was about to come. I have to come back and tell the chief that, oh dear, it's okay. Then when we left, I told him, you are expecting a minister to call you. You don't know who you are talking to. Be fair. Other than that, you will lose your job. I'm just sharing this to let you know that when you meet people, some people are sitting on thrones. Are you here? From that experience, in fact, as I'm in church right now, he has called me again. Now he's my friend. Hello, sir. I say, hello, Inspector. So the accident happened. So finally, they released my car for me on Tuesday. Because my car was impounded, but the car that hit me was not impounded. Thank you. And the guy was giving the excuse that there's perishable goods in the car. I stood there. I said, there's no perishable goods in the car. You're having rice and oil in the car. And the driver said, hey, it's rice and oil, Lord. But he said, oil different. It's not perishable goods. It's rice and oil in the car. You are telling me it's perishable goods. I said, officer, you see, when I tell you can lose your job, you don't understand. You are supposed to open the van and check if it is perishable. I'm not calling anybody, but my name is Botti. If you are not careful, you will lose your job. When everything was done, when I was going, I look at him. He was walking with a lady. As for the lady, he became afraid. So when he see me now, oh sir, sorry, we are trying. Sorry, don't mind, sorry. So when I was going, I look at her and I said, I have a gift for you. For the first time, I saw a policeman afraid to take money from my hand. I said, I have a gift for you. In the office there, I said, I have a gift. Can I give you a gift? He was looking at me. Then I take. So it's a gift I'm giving you. So I gave the woman 50. And the man I told he would lose his job, I gave him 100. He was looking at the money on the table. He would look at me, look at the money, look at me. Look at me. And I said, sir, you take it. It's fine. We are friends. And he picked it. See, the people that know they are God, they will be strong. Something is not prayer. We know what to do. Are you with me? So the car was released. I sent the car back to the mechanic. And they gave me another car. Whilst I was driving, they gave me the car. So I was contemplating, am I sleeping over due to one or two things I needed to drive. So I made a night trip. I got to home, I think 12:30, 1 a.m. On my way coming, the Lord said, I want you to understand what happened. What actually you saw was a very intense thing. And because the thing has been diffused, but forces still arose, you saw a shadow. Check the date. It was 22nd of December. That would be my return from Seshi. And I would have been landing in Accra on 22nd to transit to Sokakope on 23rd. So what was supposed to happen in the journey, a shadow, was what happened. So the Melcom driver became a victim. Where I'm taking you to, you are not following. Are you here? He became a what? And by satanic calculation, the vehicle he was driving had brake problem. Down. When the Bible said they work through our circumstances to disadvantage us, Satan will make sure that there is already a problem you are facing. Then he will capitalize on the problem to bring you a bigger problem. Then they will still say that it is your own negligence that caused it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he already wants to jail you, and you already have anger problem. So somebody has offended you, then he will stir up the anger to a certain height, and you carry cutlass and hit the person. Then your winibity, bam. Hey, what have I done? And so on. The goal here, plan all this while to put you in jail, but he must look for a circumstance to disadvantage you. Paul said, walk circumspectly, not as the unwise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. If you are not spiritual, Satan will capitalize on weaknesses, down moments, weak moments, sorrowful moments. That is why I find anytime personally I am overwhelmed with issues and it's as if things are overwhelming me, I get worried and I want to lock myself in the room. I don't want to go out. I want to stay in the room and pray, because in the day you are going out, you want to say, oh, let me cool off my head. You will find yourself on the table of Babylon. By the time you wake up, you are gone. And if you are not careful, you may never be able to rewrite the impact it will make in your life. Paul said, be sober, for the enemy, like a roaring lion, is looking for whom to devour. It's not a matter of praying alone, but watch and pray. Don't only pray, watch. Be spiritual. They work through our circumstances just to disadvantage us. The driver became a victim. In fact, right at the scene, I didn't get the inside. The only thing I heard is that make sure the driver doesn't pay for the things. So I began to insist that it's a company vehicle. The company must pay. When the logistic manager said, let the driver that hit you take responsibility, release the car, and say your car is not going anywhere. In fact, that was the reason why I involved the police. Because they were trying to shift the bill to the driver so that he'll pay from his pocket. I said, no way. It's the company. The company must insure the car. Insurance will pay the company. Company should pay me. They should repair the car. Insurance will pay. This driver. And the driver said, when I said that, then he came down, he walked to me, said, thank you, sir. Then he removed his phone. This same car has caused accident before. He's still paying for it. And I said, not me. Company will pay. So when they took me through every process I must go through, I went through. DVLA, whatever process, I had to pay for the DVLA to everything. I did it. So that when the company doesn't want to pay, they will forward the case to court. And the court will make the company pay, not the guy to pay. I pray that you not become victims of situations. Victims. They work through our circumstances to disadvantage us. I say, so this whole thing, So I said, I'm preparing for whichever joint principality it is. He said, she here I come next year. And when I go there, woe unto we will fight. He multiplied the bread. As I pause here tonight, the $1 million question is, what direction are you taking your life through? What spiritual direction are you walking your life through? Strong men, strong meat belongs to them that are mature. Are you aware that anytime two people marry, the two families give gifts to the couples in the spirit? Oh yes. They give gifts. So you are my wife for the day. So let's say I marry this damsel. What's your surname? Larry. Oh wow. I'm a Larry. If you on you. Where do you come from? Northern region. You are not now. Which language is it? Be mobile. Speak one. Allah. Northern region. You don't look like a North now. There's a Polish Northern region. No problem. So when we get married, the Larry family will send a gift to the marriage. The Boti, what? Your father is Larry. Your mother is what? Dungwa. And your mother is a true Nodna. Or it's not Nodna. But your father is a borrowed name. Nodna Larry the other. So the Larry and the Dungwa family will send a gift. The Boti and the Nyadem family will also send a gift. Now the two families are going to sit down to discuss what gift to give these couples. Should they give them financial crisis, disease? Then they send it. So ideally, after marriage, either retreat before honeymoon or retreat after honeymoon. But you forget all those things. You're only unboxing gifts. So they give a gift to the family, and the gift is time sensitive. So sometimes they put it will start 3 years into the marriage, 5 years into the marriage, 7 years into the marriage, 1 month into the marriage, 6 months into the marriage. So each couple if every couple will be truthful to you, they can tell you where their differences start from. Some will tell you exactly 6 months. It's as if I'm in the wrong place. We'll give the bado. Please sit down. See, some of these things we don't have time to see them. One of these days, I'm praying that I'll have a service called Concerning Spiritual, and I only come and talk about things that happen in the spirit. They give gifts. Some even they give barrenness. So based on the gift they give you, with the trouble you are going to face, that's the one from family. Some send wayward spirit to children that will come out from the marriage. So you'll be there, just wait. So if you are fortunate and God sends a prophet your way, then they begin to tell you about the kid that watch this at age 15, this spirit is looking for him. It has been there. It was a gift given to the family, like your marriage. Let me explain something to you. What do you think happens if they come and marry you? Your father will send there's a drink that belongs to the family head. Check the list. There's a drink that they send to the family. Are you aware there's not one person that drinks it? They pour it as libation and then they drink the rest. What do you think they poured it for? There is a God for the family, and they are reminding that God that our daughter, the gift will come from there. Okay, at this point, it cuts me. It's too early. 2026, there's going to be a lot of controversies around me. I know. But let me wait. Let's enter the year, then we start. Let me know. They give gifts. Sometimes based on the caliber of man you are bringing, or the caliber of woman you are bringing, and the destiny, how it will affect the age-long pattern of the family, they give special gifts to the man. You've seen men say that from the day I married you, my life has never been the same. I was fine before I met this lady. And if you check the lady is clean. No witchcraft, no spirit. The lady is innocent. But young Babes in spirit will say that it is true. The gift is coming from the lady's side. The family sent a gift, and they give the man problem. Because when you keep the standard you bring, you change. When you change the life of that lady, it's going to infiltrate into the patterns. Many people will be free in that family line. It goes beyond what you know. That's why sometimes I say I get scared when I see ladies, guys who come from strong families and they are going to marry and they gather everybody to their marriage. Hide yourself small. It reduces, because even one of the things that make you so strong is that they send in person